Hi, Dad. How are you today? Happy Sunday.
Yes, it is, Jordana. And you can tell autumn's in the air. The nights are cooler. The days are cooler. It's 6 o'clock and it's starting to get dark. And we were able to enjoy a wonderful Hallmark last night that put a little spice in autumn.
Not only spice, but a little haunt in the haunting, didn't
Yes.
it? It got us into getting ready for Halloween.
And it's also the final Fall Into Love movie on Hallmark.
Yeah.
And next week we're going to be prepared for Christmas. And Hallmark has a whole series of wonderful Christmas shows. But last night was a wonderful show. And you had to think about the show, the movie, because it was a movie within a movie.
A love story within a love story.
That was a wonderful rom-com. And tell me, how did you like it?
So this one was called A Haunted Wedding. From the previews that Hallmark put out for the last couple weekends,
Yes.
I wasn't so sure about it. You saw this couple that we were introduced to with Ghostbustery equipment going around there with I pictured like Slimer coming out and
sort
Echo,
of spooky with with goblins and skeletons and pumpkins.
I pictured the original Ghostbusters coming out and the whole thing, like who you want to call, and they even made a joke of it.
Well, the young couple, of course, all Hallmark start with young couples. They were interested in adventures of haunted houses.
And all things supernatural.
Yes, supernatural, with seances and
ghosts,
globes and lightning. And they met while looking through a haunted house.
Right, at a all those cons. They were at like one of those Comic Cons, but for the supernatural.
Ghost
Con or whatever it was called. They met at, and it was, I thought originally, and I kind of am still on. I believe this Hallmark was a little hokey, silly, a little sweet. It wasn't my favorite, but I was surprised because I went in with no expectations for this.
Right, and this young couple were obsessed with visiting haunted houses, and they got engaged in a haunted house. And I'll be very honest, I don't know where there's any haunted house around here.
Only during Halloween time do they put out the haunted houses. I don't think they're real haunted houses.
But I'm sure there are people like this, Ghostbusters, and the story that Hallmark gave us last night talked about love, the typical rom-com, but they also included this story within a story of a young couple who had met 200 years ago during the Revolutionary War.
So, and you talk about this. That's the only part of I like the new love story, but I did like the Revolutionary War love story and the idea of that, and I'm glad they brought that in because the other stuff was a little hokey to me. Like getting proposed to with in the haunted house with the heart and all of that, to me was very hokey.
Well, you know what? People do those things.
I don't know. I mean, she seemed very thrilled about this. I don't know if someone would drop to their knee in the middle of a haunted house, how I would feel about that.
Yes, that's a little strange. But you know what? You have to think.
I guess if anybody would drop to a knee anytime in my life, I should be excited.
But let me make a comment that Hallmark had not only two fine actors, they had a third actress. They had an actress that was the ghost.
Yeah.
And all three of these performers have a long history of wonderful performances. The lead actress had been in the Broadway play Les Miserables, where she played Cosette.
Oh, Janelle Parrish, you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, she was also Mona on Pretty Little Liars.
She's
fantastic.
So
she's
wonderful.
adorable.
And the lead actor is Dominic Sherwood, and he has been in multitude of wonderful series. He was born in England. He's a British actor, and he played two parts in this story with two different accents.
Yeah.
He had an American accent and he had a British accent, and he played the love interest both in the story, within the story, and the real story.
Yeah, it was cool how he was able to flip between the accents and even the look a little bit. I thought he was really great in this.
He was wonderful.
Yeah.
And the third actress who played Angelique, the heroine in the ghost story, she was also wonderful. So Hallmark continues to bring to our audience all these wonderful actors and actresses, and it keeps everybody's interest because, on a Saturday night, how much football can you watch? And you get to enjoy the end of the evening watching Hallmark.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the actress who played Angelique also was phenomenal.
Wonderful. It was perfect.
She, anytime you're playing a ghost, I would imagine that's a hard role because you have to, you have to pretend to not touch things and all different things, and it's
for our viewing audience. I think they would enjoy watching this Hallmark if they haven't watched it yet. For those of you out there, and the story is interesting. It weaved a wonderful picture of life 200 years ago, how people fell in love 200 years ago, what adversities they had to suffer, the two young lovebirds, and it brought their love to the present day love of what we saw.
Yeah.
And it made it really interesting. And I enjoyed that.
That was the interesting part, I think, is how they interweave the two of them together. And then the idea that the couple, really, the today's couple couldn't find happiness until they were able to find the happiness for the couple that was separated in a different realm that we find out, and they needed to be brought back together.
It was a challenging rom-com.
Yeah.
And it made you think.
Yeah. Different than the preview, though. So don't think the preview is showing you everything. It is certainly not. There is a little ghost busting in it. Don't get that wrong. There is some quirky seances.
It was very appropriate for Halloween.
Yeah, I think not my favorite one, but I was very surprised by it.
It was enjoyable.
Mom stayed awake the entire time.
Yes.
We both enjoyed it.
It was a pleasant evening. Yeah. After a whole afternoon of football. But now we're going to head into Christmas. And I'm sure that Hallmark has a whole lineup of wonderful Christmas stories. We have approximately 2.5 months before Christmas. And always Hallmark gives us their very best. And their talent is wonderful.
Yeah, we're moving from dark, stormy nights, which always is in the Halloween one, to really bright and festive movies next week with Countdown to Christmas starting. It begins not on Saturday night next week. It begins on Friday night because they start bringing us 2 to 3 new movies every week starting next weekend. So next weekend, the schedule is jam packed this year, and I did sneak peek because we are not a Hallmark Plus family, but for you that are Hallmark Plus subscribed, you're even going to get more Hallmark Christmas movies because there are some new movies on Hallmark Plus too. We are not subscribed to it, but we will be getting next week on October 18th, which is Friday. They showed previews for this. This was the date before Christmas, where she has that date and doesn't tell them that it's really, she's inviting them to all the Christmas festives. It looks cute.
They always, Hallmark always has beautiful lights on the trees, and there's snow on the ground, although right now there's no snow, but we'll see it in Hallmark, and it should be a wonderful winter time coming. And of course, we'll have basketball coming back up with the NBA, and we'll have the end of football, and we'll have our college basketball. So all these things will keep us busy on Saturday, and on Saturday evening, we can enjoy our Hallmark.
Yeah. So
That's
we
good.
have also, there's going to be 3 movies next week. And each week is going to have 2 to 3 movies a week starting next week, going through Christmas. So we will watch at least one, and we will review 1 movie a week. If you guys look in the schedule and there's one you definitely want to
Let
review,
us know, absolutely.
let us
Yes.
know, and we'll
Yes.
watch that one. Otherwise, we're gonna pick from the list and we're gonna review it. But next week we have 'Twas the Date Before Christmas. Saturday night is Holiday Crashers, which looks really cute too. And Sunday, October 20th, is Scouting for Christmas. Most likely it won't be the Sunday ones because we always do this on
What's
Sunday.
interesting is the titles that Hallmark has given us make us sort of want to look forward to
Yeah.
Hallmark.
There's some cute ones coming.
Yeah, well, it should be great. And so for all of our fans, all of our friends, and on behalf of Jordana and myself, we wish you a wonderful autumn. We wish you a healthy time for your family. And we look forward to seeing everybody next week for another Hallmark review. And we thank Hallmark for allowing us to come and enjoy their presentations and their fine talent.
Yeah, absolutely. It
Yes.
was a great one.
Yep. So goodbye, everybody.
Have a great week.
Have a wonderful time and be enjoying this wonderful time of the year.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.